Bonjour à toutes et tous. Je m'appelle Léo et je suis votre prof de français aujourd'hui. I hope you all are doing well today on this, what day is it? Today is Thursday. Aujourd'hui, c'est jeudi, le 4 juin 2020. Très bien. Alors, aujourd'hui, today, I thought we could work on aller in the near future. So can somebody write in the comments, what does aller mean again? Aller. It means to go. Very good. So aller means to go, and we conjugate it like so. I'll show you. Like this. So let's not worry about the near future right now. I'll get into that in a bit. But we're going to talk about aller just in the present tense. The present tense meaning right now. So we have aller, which means to go. So we have je vais. Je vais. Tu vas. Tu vas. Il, elle va. Il, elle va. Nous allons. Nous allons. Vous allez. Vous allez. Ils, elles vont. Ils, elles vont. Très bien. So in French, when you have a consonant and then it's followed by a vowel like this, nous allons. Listen to my voice. My voice goes, nous allons. It's almost like I'm putting a silent Z in the middle. That's just because they want things to flow in French. So that's called a liaison in French, a liaison. So what they do is they go, nous allons. Très bien. So aller, so like we said before, aller means to go. And this is how you conjugate it in the present tense. You just have to memorize these endings because it's a verb that doesn't follow the regular ER endings like E, ES, EONS, EZ, ENT. So this is just something you have to memorize. Yeah, so the near future, can somebody tell me what the near future is in the comments? Or if you don't, I can explain, that's no problem. The near future is, I can tell you in English, is when you have a verb in the present, just like here, and then you put the second verb in the infinitive. What is the infinitive? The infinitive is when you have the verb in its regular form. So to go, to speak, to eat. So you always have to make sure for the infinitive you have it with the to at the beginning, and you keep the verb in its infinitive form. So just like in English, if you want to say, I want to, like, so this is in the near future. I am going to eat. I'm going to eat. So that's the near future in English. Very good. So in French, we do the same exact thing. So in this exercise right here that I have planned for you today, we're going to look at two verbs. So we're going to look at aller, which means to go, like I said before, and we're going to look at the verb boire. Boire is a regular verb. It's an RE verb, and it follows. It doesn't follow the correct ending. It doesn't follow the correct stem and the correct endings for RE, but it follows it's certain endings. So if you look here, it goes je bois. So the ending is IS. And then we have tu bois. Tu bois. Il, elle boit. Il, elle boit. Nous buvons. Nous buvons. Vous buvez. Vous buvez. Ils, elles boivent. Ils, elles boivent. Très bien. So in this exercise that we're going to do in a minute, we're going to use both verbs. And once again, boire means to drink. So we're going to use some objects as well, some objects. So in a sentence in French, you need a subject, a verb, and an object, just like a lot of other languages. So, excuse me. Un verre de lait. So we're going to go into these objects right now. Un verre de lait. Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire? Un verre de lait. We can do this kind of slower. What does lait mean? Lait. It means milk. Very good. So un verre de lait. Un verre is a glass of milk. So this is a glass of milk. Next one. Du thé. Du thé. What does that mean? Du thé. Tea. Very good. So some tea. The next one. De l'eau. De l'eau. Look at my mouth. De l'eau. Très bien. De l'eau means the water or some water. It doesn't mean the water. It means water itself. Une tasse de café. Une tasse de café. So tasse is a little different than verre. Verre is glass itself, while une tasse is like a cup, like a cup made out of ceramic. You know, that's what people usually drink. I don't know the exact material, but une tasse de café. Très bien. That means a cup of coffee. And we have a few, a few things we could also say as well. We have avec modération. Avec modération. What do you think that means? Avec modération. With moderation. Very good. So in English, we say like in moderation, or you could also say with, but I think in moderation is more common. But in French, you say avec modération. Très bien. Chaque jour. Chaque jour. Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire? Chaque jour. Très bien. Each day. Très bien. Because we know jour is day in French. So let's start with exercise number 2. I'm going to pull up a sticky note so we can do this together. We're going to do this exercise together. So translate in French using the near future. So like we did before, excuse me, like we talked about before, the near future is when you have two verbs in a sentence. The first verb is conjugated, and then the verb that immediately follows it is the infinitive form, meaning the like boire, parler, all that. So it's not conjugated. Okay, let's start. Let's do one. We'll do a few of these. So number 1, you are going to drink water. You are going to drink water. So in this context, we could either use the tu or the vous form. I would use, in this context, I would use the tu form, not the vous, because if it was like a group, like in number 3, we're going to see, that's when I would use the vous. But if it was someone like someone higher than you, like a teacher or something, you would use the vous. So let's start. So tu. What's the conjugation for tu for aller? Because it's our going, going. We go up here and we look. Aller. Tu vas. Très bien. Hop. Oh non, tu vas. And then how do we say to drink again? We want to keep it in the infinitive form. To drink. Très bien. That means boire. Boire. And then how do we say water? It's right up at the top where we said this before. De l'eau. Très bien. Tu vas boire de l'eau. You are going to drink water. Très bien, très bien. Numéro 2. I am not going to drink tea. So I, how do we say I in French? Je. Très bien. And then when you want to make something negative in French, how do we make something negative? So we take ne, and then we take pas. And we take the ne pas, and we put it around the conjugated verb. So in this context, we're going to conjugate aller in the present form with the ne pas around it. So watch what I do. So we go je ne, and then the conjugation for aller in the first person singular, je, is je ne vais pas. So this is how you say I am not going. How do you say I am going in French? That's correct. You go je vais. Je vais. Don't worry about the ne pas. That's only when you want to make something negative. So I am not going to drink tea. Je ne vais pas. And then how do you say to drink in French? With we want to keep this in the infinitive because in French, when you have two verbs in a sentence, the first verb usually gets conjugated with its correct endings. And then the second verb gets put into the infinitive, meaning like to drink, to eat, to sing. Très bien. So, je ne vais pas boire. Très bien. Boire du thé. I don't have the accent marker on my keyboard. I don't remember the code exactly. So just remember that thé has an accent aigu. Accent aigu, it's the one that goes up. It looks like it's going up. Très bien. So I am not going to drink tea. Je ne vais pas boire du thé. Très bien. Toi. This is where we use the, which form of you are we going to use? Are we going to use tu or vous? Très bien, vous, because it's you all. You want to use you when it's formal or also when you're talking about a group of people. So vous, and then remember this is negative because we have aren't. Aren't. This is when you have the ne pas around the conjugated verb, this is almost like their version of contraction, but it's not like a real contraction, but vous ne, remember we put the ne first. Okay, and then going. So then how do we say vous, how do we say aller in the vous form? Aller. Très bien. Uh-oh, there's a problem. So you remember earlier how I talked about a liaison in the French language likes things when they flow. So we have E right here. E is a vowel, and we have A right here. A is a vowel. So the French don't like when two vowels are next to each other. So what they do in this context is they apostrophize. So they delete the E in this context, and then they put an apostrophe. Vous n'allez, see, doesn't that sound much nicer than going vous ne allez pas? See how there's almost like a little, like a stop. So we have vous n'allez, and then what do we need after the ne in this context? Just like up in here, pas. Très bien. Pas. Vous n'allez pas. And then how do we say to drink again? Boire. Très bien. Boire. And then how do we say a cup of coffee? Très bien. Une tasse de café. And remember, café has an aigu over it, just like thé. But I don't have the keyboard to make it happen. There's a code. I don't have the code enabled. So this is how you say it. Vous n'allez pas boire une tasse de café. That's exactly correct. Vous, you all, n'allez pas boire une tasse de café. Très bien. Numéro 4. We are going to drink a glass of milk. We, all of us. How do we say we in French? Très bien, nous. Nous. And then how do we conjugate aller in the new form? Allons, très bien. Nous allons. And then we have to drink again. And this is in the infinitive because you see the to drink. Nous allons boire. And then how do we say a glass of milk? It's not a cup, it's a glass. Un verre de lait. Très bien, très, très, très bien. Un verre de lait. Très bien. Numéro 5. They aren't going to drink every day. So they, in this context, we would use the plural form. So we would go, if it was a group of males and females, we would use the il form. If it was a group of just females, we would use the elle form. And if it was a group of males and females, we would use the il form. So in this context, we're just going to keep it as il because that's majority of the time. That's how you do it in French. So we have il, ne, and then what is the conjugation for aller in the il form? Vont. Très bien. Ils ne vont pas. Or 5. Ils ne vont pas boire. Put that over a little. It's too. Okay. Ils ne vont pas boire. And then how do we say each day in French? We learned it at the top. Chaque jour. Très bien. We'll do up to number 10. 6. She is going to drink water. How do we say she in French? Well, we know he is il. So she is elle. Très bien. Elle. And then how do we conjugate aller in the elle form? Elle va. Très bien. Elle va boire. And then how do we say water in French again? It's up the top. I would scroll up again, but it's a little tricky because this thing goes away. I mean, I could do it, but yeah, look, if you don't have the thing. So we have de l'eau. Très bien. De l'eau. De l'eau. Très bien. Elle va boire de l'eau. Numéro 7. They are going to drink tea. They are going to drink tea. Just like up here, how I said it's a group, we don't know the gender. So we just keep it as il. Il plural. Il pluriel. So ils vont boire quoi? How do we say tea in French? Du thé. Très bien. And remember the T as an accent. So ils vont, they are going to drink some tea. Très bien. 8. 8. Okay, here we go. So we have they, feminine. Feminine. We know that these are a group of females. So instead of keeping it as il, we're going to put, what are we going to put? Elles. Très bien. Elles. We don't say elles in French, but I'm just showing you that it's not elle, singular, it's elles, plural. So elles vont, and then we have to drink again. So we have elles vont boire, oui, boire chaque jour. Très bien. 9. You are going to drink water. You yourself, singular. How do we say that? Tu, très bien. Tu. And then how do we conjugate aller in the singular you form? Va, très bien. Tu vas. And then we have you are going to drink. So we have boire again. Boire. Tu vas boire de l'eau. Très bien. Très, très, très bien. Numéro 10. She isn't going to drink a glass of milk. So how do we say she in French again? She. Elle. Très bien. Elle. And then you remember earlier how I discussed about how when you want to make something negative in French, you take ne, so you take ne, and then you take pas. And then in the middle is the conjugated verb. So we take the ne, pas, it's almost like you're making a sandwich together, like a sandwich. And in the middle of that sandwich is the conjugated verb and the ne pas, almost like two pieces of bread. So we have numéro 10. So she isn't going to drink a glass of milk. So elle, so she is not going to. How do we say that? She is not going to. Well, we take aller, right? We conjugate aller, and then we have to put the ne before it, right? Elle ne va, because that's the conjugation for aller in the elle form. Elle ne va pas boire, because we have the second verb in the sentence right here. It's in the infinitive form. And how do we say a glass of milk again? Très bien. Un verre. I just wanted to make sure I did something else. Un verre de lait. Un verre de lait. Très bien. Because un verre is a glass itself. A glass, like it's clear. While une tasse is a cup, like a coffee cup. Très bien, classe. Très, très, très bien. Did you think this was easy? Somewhat? Très bien. So before I end, I'd like to review this if you'd like to take some notes, because this is an important skill to have in French when you're studying French, the near future. It's just like how we use it in English a lot. So we have two verbs in this lesson. I use two verbs. I used aller and boire. Aller, once again, that means to go, and boire means to drink. So let's conjugate aller again. So we have je vais. Répétez après moi. Je vais. Tu vas. Il, elle va. Nous allons. Remember the liaison. Nous allons. Vous allez. Ils, elles vont. Ils, elles vont. Très bien. Très, très, très bien. And then the infinitive, can someone remind me, what is the infinitive? That's correct. It's the verb in the to form, to drink, to speak, to yell, to eat. And so that's the infinitive, exactly, like we saw below. And then in this exercise, we used boire just in the infinitive, We didn't have to worry about conjugating it, so I'm not going to discuss conjugating it. I'm just going to show you what the infinitive form of boire is, because the rule in French is you take, for the near future, is you take a verb plus the infinitive. So in this exercise, we used aller, and then we used the verb boire, and we didn't have to worry about conjugating it. So what we did was we did this little equation. So we took the conjugated form of aller, je vais, tu vas, il, elle va, nous allons, vous allez, ils, elles vont. And then we added boire in the infinitive. Plus boire. Tu vas boire. Il, elle va boire. Répétez après moi. Je vais boire. Tu vas boire. Il, elle va boire. That's what we did in our exercises today. And then the last thing I did was I introduced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 objets in French. 6 objets. I talked about un verre de lait. Un verre de lait. Can someone tell me what is un verre de lait again? Très bien. A glass of milk. Remember, un verre is a glass. Qu'est-ce que c'est du thé? What is du thé? Tea. Très bien. De l'eau. Water. Très bien. Une tasse de café. Une tasse de café. A cup of coffee. Très bien. Avec modération. We didn't see this one, but I wanted to introduce it. It was a couple sentences down, examples down. Avec modération, with moderation, très bien. Et chaque jour, each day, très, très, très bien. So I have these correct. These are all correct. I have them posted. Let me make them bigger for you. I will post them right here. If you want to see, let me post it. So if you want to take the answers down, can I make this bigger? Yeah, I can right here. Here we go. So if you want to take like a screenshot of this exercise right here, And then if you want to try doing 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 on your own, just keep in mind the rule that we have. I'll scroll up. So once you take a screenshot of this, I'll give you a few seconds. I'm going to scroll up now to the top right here, up right here. And then you can take a screenshot of this. So you have the equation or the rule, if you want to call it. Très bien. Très bien, classe. So that's all I had for today. And I hope today's lesson was very informative. And what I would love for you guys to do is if you could like, comment, and share on this video to make our company known out in the world. Because we're going to be doing a bunch of other lessons today. And if you're interested in other languages, feel free to take a peek at our Facebook page where I'm sharing this right now. You're going to see a bunch of other languages that we're doing by other colleagues of mine. And we're going to have other languages at other times throughout the day. We have children's lessons. We have adult lessons like I'm doing right now. And we have other fun stuff. So feel free to keep up with our Facebook page, like, comment, and share. And that's it for today. Merci beaucoup et bonne journée à vous. Bonne journée à vous. Au revoir.